Okay, Azli, thank you so much for joining us for a quick interview. So you'll be speaking in the Premium Conference about all of the work you're doing at Malaysia airports. Perhaps you can give us a very quick overview of what you're planning to cover in your presentation.
Ryan, thanks for the question. Good to be here. What I'll be angling at first, I think, given the context of the whole digital disruption in the aviation, zooming into the airport space, and how we are interpreting it from potential opportunities and aligning it to Malaysia airport strategy. So, for the past 2 years, we've started laying the bricks from our digital transformation strategy, and we call it Airports 4.0, and this covers multiple areas, multiple functions that spread across all from encapsulating the drivers, the enablers, the whole reason why we're doing it, and the building blocks supporting from technology implementation, so the introduction of AI, big data analytics, intelligent enterprise, as well as from cybersecurity, and most importantly, the feeding of the data coming from IoTs and IIoTs going into the data lake. So in our perspectives of Airports 4.0, we've identified 7 clusters that pretty much zoom in towards initiatives that would help addressing the drivers that we've designed. It's pretty much looking at how we can optimize the airport better, process efficiency, commercialization element, as well as looking at it from a regulatory perspective.
Okay, so it's a very wide-reaching and ambitious project by the sounds of things. So you must have to get buy-in from everybody within the organisation, from the people in management at the very top all the way through to those people on the front line. So how difficult is it to get that, or is it something that everybody within the organisation is really embracing?
Getting people converted with regards to the ideas is quite a daunting challenge. I think, especially when you look at it, it's a convergence of technology as well as new business model, and it can be seen purely from a capex spend. So hence, I think being able to articulate the tangible and intangible benefits when it comes to the introduction of Airports 4.0 and these initiatives, and how we clearly align to the drivers is very important. So that it can't be seen purely as a one-off investment, but in terms of how the benefits can go in the long run to benefit the company. So that is the angle that we're looking at. Also, to certain parties in the organization who are not that familiar with technology, I think it's important to have the typical IRR and ROI conversation with them to get them to really understand the benefits in the long run.
And final question, just outside of the organisation, you must need to get buy-in from various other partners and stakeholders. So are you finding that everybody's very willing to collaborate on this type of thing?
So I think that's a very good question. I think I put it in 2 different buckets. One is the technology enablers, the people who are here in this conference today. I think they've come up with multiple technologies, proven, unproven. I think how we've been approaching Airports 4.0 is every single cluster is being run as a specific workshop, and we call all the who's who in the world, the best technology provider, to sit in the same room and brainstorm how this can benefit. Because we realize a technology that might work for a single airport, in North America and Europe, not necessarily you can just approach it in one of the airports in Malaysia and hoping for the similar results. Hence, the tweaks, the personalization is critical, and we've been getting a very good support from the technology providers. And it's beyond just a commercial, not just transactional perspective, but more of a co-creation element. So that's one. Second, I think the engagement from the industry itself, the airports, the whole airport community, stakeholders as well as the airport operators has been really working together in sharing notes. I myself, as part of the innovation circle get together within 25 airports in the world. So all the head of strategy and the airports, we talk on monthly basis to share notes in terms of what technology has worked, what has not worked. What are the business models that that can be proven, and I think this has been a very good platform for us to share notes. There are areas that we compete, and even neighboring within the same region, we share notes. Yesterday had a very good chat with the CIO of Changi. So I think it's the transparency from that perspective helped us to really bridge the gap and expedite this technology adaptation.
Great, thanks a lot for your time, Azli.